Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing you how to not build. So these are mistakes that I see most builders doing on worlds. Worlds like, honestly, most servers of people who just want to build something big, but they can't figure out how to do it. So, I'm going to show you a few examples and we'll get right into the video. Example number 1 is on my own server. Well, not my server, but yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is when people build a really big building, but they don't know how to put a roof on it. And I made this mistake. So you guys have heard of the Oak Hotel that I built, and it's huge, very wide, but it's really short. I didn't expect the roof to go really big, and so now it looks like an unfinished pyramid. And this is very bad. Not good. The bigger your roof is, the higher your building has to be. Like this. Bigger means it has to be higher than that. And yeah, it's like with this house over here. It's very big, but the exception is that it has lots of outputs. So instead of it being just a big rectangle, well, they have an outcrop here, another one here, and another one out the front. That makes it look much better. Makes it not seem like a big pyramid again. Ooh, they've even used framing. That's cool. That's cool as well. I might use that. Credit to that guy. So that's example number 1. I'm gonna play the intro now so we can get into the video and show you more mistakes. Alright, now that that's done, let's focus more. So you see here, I have this old house before you guys have built. See, it's very curved, and what most buildings have is, it's just a rectangle, and you need something more. So, like this house over here. It's just a rectangle. No good stuff. Don't build a straight rectangle. This one just cuts the line because I added in a patio, one of these things. This one here, I also made the same mistake with the roof. However, it's not as bad because it's higher. This is when stilts come in really handy, and it gives you an extra bit of detail under there. Oh my gosh. Also, if you guys didn't know, I posted a secret video earlier today here of these 3 things over here. This was for a science project. Really cool. I might put the link, probably not. And I might even do more trees that are better, because I've perfected it almost. So yeah, that's roofs and shape. Another thing you want to do is have a framing mistake. Like with this, the house is great, the roof is good, it's high enough, but please, it's too big. This would be good for a bigger house like the Oak Hotel, but not for these small ones. It just doesn't work. So what I would do is do what I did over here with the framing, which is have one log and put it over like that. It still has the same amount of depth, but it's not as demanding. And yeah, this part over here I probably could have done better as well. So that's how to not build. And as I'm recording this, I'm finding that I'm actually not as good of a builder as I thought I would. But then again, I also could edit that part out and then be like, I did this on purpose for a future video. But that would be lying, so no. Another thing people do is build too high, but it's too short. So say we build up really high thing, but let's say it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. So building up, and then you put a roof on it. let's say it's worse circumstances and you use slabs. Slabs, never the option. Do not use slabs on a thin build. Some of you might go and say, but I like slabs, and that's okay. That's your opinion, and as someone, I need to respect that. Don't do this on a high building. You need to make it wider. So if you want to do that, jump it more wide. So if you've got a 5 block inside, make that to a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That'll give it, basically if you're ever building something in over 2 stories, always make sure it's wide. So I reckon I'm going to go by memory here, and I think I devised a formula a good while ago where I did something like only if you're building something tall, make sure the width is 5 below or something. And that seems like a fair thing, so I'm going to say that. If you're building more than a 1-story house, make sure to build 5. No, I already forgot. I said it earlier. You guys can remember, I hope. Or maybe we all have the goldfish memory. There we go. That looks better. And if you want to make it even better, you can use stairs. But then if you go into Google Maps, you'll find that a lot of people have these types of roofs in their houses. But this is a different circumstance. However, it still plays a really big role, because you can have blocks like that just as long as you're sticking to that type of theme. So if you're building suburban houses, which aren't modern or aren't rustic, you should definitely stick with a 1 block thing. And sometimes that 1 block stuff can be really, really good. Let's take out this stuff. And wait. You can either flatten it off there, which is really good, or you can just keep going and make it higher. Because with these basic triangles, sure they might not be as intricate as a curved flat roof, or that, or that, or that, but they still look good, and you guys have come here to learn, so yeah. And you've probably already seen this, and I'm testing an end card at the end of this video, so please be sure to keep watching. Now that looks better. Much better. Another thing I see people do is build into the ground. And so let's say you've got a little hut here. Let's build this really quick. And let's say it's only too high. And we'll put a modest roof. Oh my gosh. And you've got wood on the corners to make it look nice. You've got a nice roof, and you've put the upside down stairs in, and that's all well and good. But you forgot one crucial thing when you're building into the ground. How are you going to get in this? Like, you're going to, so let's say your floor is down there. And number one problem with this is, how are you going to get in here? Your door's up there. You're going to put a ladder up, or are you going to have stairs? But then again, if you have stairs, it's taking up a lot of this space. And another thing is this. You need to clear out these parts. And you need to bring your wall all the way down. I've done this many, many times. And it's looked terrible. You need to bring your resources down. You need to bring it down, and that improves the likeliness of you feeling better in your nice home, and just having, it just feels better overall. Go away. Why can I? There we go. So let's finish building this here. Actually, we can do that. Yes, that looks quite nice. We'll have blocks here. Another thing I see people do is that even though this is all wood, it's all well and good and it looks nice. And if you have an odd roof, please put this part out. You have no idea how much better it looks like this. Wait, you probably do, but still, you get what I mean. Now back to your dooring situation. You can either have your door at normal height, so you come down and break it here, but how are you going to get out? You can have a ladder, a staircase, but this is when terraforming comes in. You bring out a square. It doesn't have to be that much wide, about the width of your house. Make it go out about, let's say if you've got 3 in here, make it come out 4 in here. So, yeah, you sort of get it. And then let's grab this, and we'll just do that. This will do you a load of good. And we'll grab the dirt, and we'll fill that in. And then let's just replace this with some oak. Just sprinkle it here and there, and we'll put slabs in. That way there's a clear way out. Another slab there. And that looks better. If you want it to look much more formal, well, you can have it like this. And you can make this look very nice. You can put in all your staircases like Green is building with his giant mansion. And you can fill this part up. And you can do something a bit like this. And there we go. You can even curve this stuff out. Place blocks in here. Always cover the corners of your steps. That's another mistake I see people doing far too often. And voila, that is a truly good staircase. It's very accessible. Yeah. You know what, let's take it one step further. There. That's good. You can get up and down. And that's good. That's a nice underground house. People will think it's abandoned because it's not high enough. But if you add this, you have a nice space and it's still high. And the next thing I do is see people putting in complementary trees. These are very nice. And they come out well. But it's just not that good. It's not enough. At least in my opinion it's not enough. That's when these come in the trees episode. I think I'll put that in. Yep, I'll put a link to this in the end card. Figure out how to do that. And except this is a small build, so for just this once, it's okay. That looks nice. Tree and this, and you can even put a lantern or a torch in it to make it look that much better. What? Oh. That side. And voila. All good. Done. Complementary trees are a great thing. And I think that's all the mistakes of building I see people doing. I think. Right, another thing is mixing themes. So here, this part here is really modern. But then again, cobblestone is medieval. So it probably would have been better if I stuck to stone bricks or something and changed that to andesite, and it would have been better. And it would have kept with the style, because stone bricks you usually see in your kitchen flooring and similar blocks like that. In here, these lights, modern. I used them over in the modern house, over here. I used it over here. Another thing I do is see people making mistakes with those screen doors. You must place one on the outside and one on the inside. See? Inside. Oh my gosh. Also, have your furnaces cramped up. That's a good thing, but don't have it too cramped. Here it's a bit too cramped. Yeah, you have space, but not enough space. Is that thing still going? Dang. Thing's been churning away for a good while. And yeah. Also with seats, probably put the door in instead of that. Always, I don't see people doing this enough, but when they use modern builds, use black stained glass. It's good, and put curtains in. Never use slabs on top of anvils. Bad. Unless you're making a bar. In that case, it's most likely fine. Back to the lights. I use these lights in here because it's modern. They don't take up much space, and I'll even show you guys. No, that's a lot of work and hard to edit. Maybe when I become more popular. And yeah, another thing I see people doing is putting this in. I made a mistake here, and I used glass blocks with glass pane. Not good. I'll be change that to just glass blocks instead of panes. It's good, and maybe you want it like that. If you want it like that, go ahead. Keep it. But I can tell you, this most likely will look better. Much better. You don't have the distracting feel of those glass panes connecting together. And that actually looks quite nice. I like that. Straight through. Another thing I see people doing is putting slabs on top of here and thinking it'll work. It works here because you have a longer space. It doesn't work here because, yeah, it just makes it worse. So what you gotta do is grab a stair and then place it. That is much better, even though it's not the right color. It still looks better. That's how important it is. Another thing I see people doing is making these things go out way too far. Not good. You just need to keep it small, because this is just a patio. You're building a one-person house. Only for one person. Not for 7, and it's not a banquet table where you're gonna extend out for 50 more people. Also with these, don't put an overhang on them. Just put cobblestone walls in and it gives you that tiny bit of overhang. That's what you need. And don't make it symmetrical either, unless you like it symmetrical. The best option is to go with asymmetrical and have it on one side. It gives you that feeling of it being more natural, and as again, don't do this. Bad. But I think that's all the how to not build stuff. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch for the end card. So, bye!